just like to give you my thoughts on the passing of Shane MacGowan. And you're going to get a lot of people coming forward who probably met him once, or only know him by what they've read about or what journalists have said about him, and you're going to get all the cliches about him having misadventures on drink and drugs and all that tawdry side of rock and roll that I find rather boring. But the actual man himself, Shane, I first met him when he used to work in Rocks Off, which was a record shop in Hanway Street that was owned by Stan Brennan, who was the first manager of the Pogues and had managed the Nipple Erectors, the Nips as they became, and had a record label called Media Burn, who put out psychobilly like the Stingrays and Nigel Lewis, for example. And the thing with Shane was he was always different. He never was one to follow the sheep. I wasn't. I was like that. So I could appreciate him, for playing what he wanted to at a time when people who worked in second-hand record shops pretty much played the Faces, the Stones, the Stooges, MC5, and the New York Dolls. That was the staple of what they used to play in these record shops. You know what I mean? And Shane, he'd always be playing something different. He might be playing some rockabilly, some reggae, some traditional Irish music, whatever. He was always one that didn't follow the crowd, as it were. He had a very, very dry sense of humour, wicked sense of humour, Shane, and anyone who knew him will know laugh that he used to do is almost like Dastardly, Dick Dastardly's dog Muttley. It was that's what it reminded me of, the Wacky Races. Do you know what I mean? And my favourite quote from Shane, we were having a talk about songwriters once, and he said, I won't attempt to do his accent because it veered so between sort of Irish and London accent, and sometimes he wasn't quite sure, and so it would be this amalgamation, but he'd said, when Van was 18, he wrote Gloria. When I was 18, I wrote King of the Bop. I think that says a lot, don't you? Well, it certainly said a lot to me. I'm not sure what, but I enjoyed it anyway, and I had a few misadventures with him. I had some very nice chats with him as well, but at the end of the day, he's a decent guy.